What's up, y'all? It's TTC, aka the ThunderConductor, and we back here for another YouTube video and Twitch stream. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. If you're on Twitch, make sure you follow, ring the bell. I got a question for y'all. What is your favorite spoiler from the TAKIR DRAGONSTORM set for cEDH? Some people gonna say, oh, that new nature rhythm hot, dude. It's like another finale of Devastation, dude. Come on, it's something cool. You know, some people gonna say Voice of Victory. TTC, what are we talking about? Voice of Victory, it's a silence effect, goes with Timna, does all these crazy things. Some people are gonna say though, hey, bruh, like, what about that new dragon, like that Dragon Genesis, that new Draco Genesis, dude? And honestly, that's what TT is saying as well. I want to take some time just to talk on not just Tiamat, but Draco Genesis. This phenomenal 8-mana enchantment says you may cast dragon spells without paying their mana cost. Phenomenal, powerful effect that, when coupled with Tiamat, allows you to put together turbo dragon lines as soon as turn 2, sometimes turn 1, to provide turn 2 unprotected wins, turn 3 protected wins in the most beautiful fashion with Dragon Time, baby. All right, we just got done with a phenomenal deck tech, which we talked about all the ins and outs, how this deck does what it does, and how it just completely just destroys and breaks the meta in a super unique way. So if you haven't seen that, please click the link up in the corner and check that video out. But with that being said, we're gonna get now into some gameplay. But before I do, I got one thing to say. If you're looking for more ways to support the show, we have a plethora. First, check out the TC Discord community. That is an amazing community where we brew, we have talk about spoilers, we jam games, we have an amazing time playing the game that we love. Also, however, if that doesn't take your fancy, you just say, I want to give you more, I want to pour into you more, TTC, check out the Thunder Legion Patreon community. This is an amazing group of people who just come together and support me financially and allow me to do everything I do for you all the time. I'm going to give a humongous shout out to our Is It tier patron, The Praetor, and also our mono red tier patrons, Wavy Ashira, Bisy Baxon, and B-Rad. These guys rock, and truthfully, they keep the lights on the way that they could not imagine. But Nas, if you say AT, I don't want the Patreon, the proxies, the perks. I just want to say one time with a fun time, I love what you do and I want to support you. Don't worry. Check the link down in the bio. You can buy me a coffee. It keeps me up. It keeps the lights on. But with that being said, y'all be great, and let's get into this gameplay. What's up, fellas?
Yo.
Hey there.
Hello.
How are you all doing?
Not
Pretty
bad,
good.
not bad.
Oh, cool.
We're
cool,
ready
cool.
to
Doing
jam.
pretty good.
Yes, we got 4 turbo decks in the pod.
We have 4 turbo decks in the pod.
Let's
I
fucking
don't know
go!
about that,
Let's
man.
go! All right.
Just put me in the first seat and you guys could go to bed.
Honestly, this is the one game I do not mind a turbo rock side game because it's late, but let's have some fun. Before we get started, y'all know how I do it. Could we start in the top left corner with my man Bisy Baxon? Can you just give a sec and tell us about who you are, how you got the magic, and all that little fun stuff? But keep it quick because we got to get these folks on.
Yeah. I'm Bisy Baxon. I'm all over the place. Tonight I'm playing Roxai. I've been on a big BRX kick. I think I'm switching to Mardu here, but I told myself I'd play 50 games to give this pair a shot before I switch over.
Cool.
So let's kick some butt, right?
Let's get it. All right. Next up, Trevor. I want to give him a huge shout out because I met him, what was it, almost a year and a half ago at Mox Masters January in 2024, and we played a game together. It was super fun. You were playing Orzhov. It was an Orzhov deck, but it was just, man, I kid you not, really, the game was cool. I ended up making the top 16 for that one, but honestly, when I remembered him, because it was a cool guy to play a game with, so I just wanted to give you your flowers there and just tell us a little bit more about yourself, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I really enjoyed our chat afterwards that game too. But
Yes.
I'm letting Tesa have a nap right now. Tonight we're going Vohar, and this is a deck that after post bans I was like, you know what, this Merfolk needs to be revisited.
Okay.
And I always joke it's like Roxai sans red.
Ooh.
It is fast.
I love it. Okay, for sure.
And then it goes to the mid-range hell after it punches instead of waiting to punch through the mid-range.
Got you. I fuck with it. All right. Let's get it. Okay, I'm messing with it. All right. Well, with that being said, we have our Sans Red Roxai. All right, you all know me, TTC on my Tiamat. Talk to me. We got Felothar. Shout out to Noble Team 6.
Yeah, I go by Noble Team 6 on Discord. I have my own YouTube channel called The Elder Brewhouse. We are a budding podcast channel that discusses a lot of cEDH tactics and ways to better ourselves as cEDH players altogether. And I am naturally a Turbo Mardu player at heart.
Hey.
I was going to bring Terra, but just like Bisy and ThunderConductor, I have a deck that I have been passionate on testing to get its reps in.
Ooh.
That is Felothar. She is a Turbo Hulk deck. We're going to try to see how fast we can Hulk out.
Let's get it. Yes, I fuck with that. All right. Well, with that said, y'all know how we get down. We got 2d6s on y'all. All right.
I have to roll manually.
I have a 4. This is not looking good for me.
I have a 5. Not much higher.
8.
8. What we got? You did it in the game log, brother? He got a 6 and a 2, so we have 2. Oh, we have a 5 and a 2, so I have a 7. So we have a 4, a 5, a 7, and an 8. So can we get Bisy backs in first? We get Felothar second, Vohar third, and Tiamat fourth.
Right.
All right. Got a
Okay.
pregame.
I do have a pregame.
Nope.
I do have a pregame.
Hey,
I'm going to Gemstone, pitching Arena of Filth.
you got it, brother.
Okay. Good to go?
You got it,
Proper
brother.
turn? All right, let's kick some butt. Let's kick some butt. Let's go like this. We'll go here. We'll go Dark Ritual.
Pass on Dark Ritual.
Good.
I'm
I'll
good.
float three black. I'll exile Semi and Spirit for red. I'll go Tor.
Ooh.
Turn 1, 1 ring. Nice.
Pass on it when he gets the T.
Oh, I'm good.
Tor.
All
Tap
right.
the ring. Draw a card.
Yep.
I'm going to pass the turn.
Sounds good.
All right.
Expecting
Draw
a
for
wheel there. I'm
turn.
like, oh shit, fresh 7, yay.
Draw for turn.
You got it, brother.
I'm gonna cast a Lotus Petal.
You got it.
I'm going to play Marsh Flats as my land for turn, and I'm going to stack it, going to 39, grabbing a Bayou.
Yep.
And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and tap my Bayou for an Elves of Deep Shadow, and then I'll pass the turn.
Yep. Pass on it.
All right.
That's good.
All right. I will draw a card. I will do a Polluted Delta.
Yep.
I will crack it for 1. Find myself a Underground Sea.
Mm-mm, not at all.
Pass Shield Sphere.
Yeah, Shield Sphere. What does that do again?
It's just a
Zero
0/6 wall that gets a -0/-1 counter whenever it gets damaged.
Okay. Okay.
I will
Alright.
pass a Mox Amber.
Pass on Mox Amber.
Okay.
Mox is good.
I will then tap for black, and I will pass a Vexing Bauble.
Ooh. Pass on Vexing Bobble.
Fixing's good.
Good.
All right. I will then pass turn.
You got it. All right. I will draw for turn. Just play my land. And being a Windswept Heath, and I will just pass the turn, dude.
Yep, we're deeply affected. Untap, upkeep. I have a ring trigger. I'm going to respond and tap ring.
Sure.
Go 2. 2. And
That was a very
I'll-
good bolt of 5.
take 2 damage to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And draw a card for turn.
Sure.
I will pass the turn.
All right.
Pass the turn. Okay. All right. I am going to go ahead and play an Ancient Tomb as my land for turn.
You got it, brother.
And then I'm going to tap this Elves of Deep Shadow, take 1. This value. I'm going to cast a Damn Tutor.
Demonic Tutor.
Demonic Tutor, I'm good.
I'm good with it too.
Pass on Demonic Tutor.
Alrighty. I'm going to go grab a card. Alright, and with that, I shall pass my turn.
Sounds good.
Okay. Untapping. Drawing. Alright. We will play a Mana Confluence for turn.
Mm-hmm.
Tap for blue, lose a life, tapping for black. I will attempt to cast Vohar.
Yep. I'll just respond to this fetch right now. I don't really care, but is that okay if I fetch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Fetch away, good sir.
Thank you, my good sir. I'm going to go and fetch, and I'm going to do a very shameful play. I am going to go get a tropical island, and I'm going to mystical tutor for a land because I run MDFCs. Is that okay?
Yeah, Mystical's
Sure.
good with me.
All right. I'm going to go and go get my trop. And then I'm going to use this mystical, go get Fel the Profane. And that will go on top of my library. And then I have a tapped tropical on board. And that's all. You got your commander, dude. This is just... Didn't feel like having a conversation with a possible force negation.
I will then
Well, not
tap
for, I mean,
Mox
fears, but yeah.
Yeah. I will tap Mox Amber for a black.
Yep.
I'm gonna do Scheming Symmetry with you, TTC.
Ooh, okay. Because I just deck tutored. That's pretty good. Choose target permanent. Each of those reach their search their library for a card. I mean, fuck it. This is
Put it on top.
Yeah, fuck it. I guess I get to look. Yeah, I have no responses to this.
Yeah, if it gets to me, I'm good.
Yeah, then it's not a May, is it? It's like a guarantee, right?
Yeah, I picked 2 players, and I'm picking myself and you.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Search their library for a card, then shuffles and put that card. Yeah, I'm just gonna go put a better land on top of my library. Fuck it. Yeah, you got it, brother.
All right. Yep. And then I am done with my turn.
All right. I will go to my next turn. How did that get up there? I'm just going to tap 2. Cast the Grim Monolith and pass. If that resolves, I'll pass.
Instead, I will mystical.
Pass.
I'm just going to go get...
A Fel the Profane.
I got you. I thought I was big brain. I'm playing around the Fierce Guardianship. But then I thought about it. There is no Fierce online because the Vexing Bible. I literally should have been patient. Lesson to the class. Reading the cards explains the cards.
Not when you've already been up since 5 a.m.
That's true as well.
Oh, gosh. Is that a wheel? Oh, boy.
I'm going to take care of your tutored card there, buddy.
So what?
It all depends on mana here.
Oh,
I have
he
Demonic
gamble
Tutor
on
and
if he was
Mark
going to draw the land? Ew. Well, he could just have a Dark Ritual on the land. It's not that deep. All right.
So from here, I'm in my upkeep.
You got
I'll
it, brother.
Take 2 damage. I'll tap. Put 3 burden. I'll draw 1, 2, 3. You're joking. I'll draw a card per turn.
He's saying you're joking in a 22 land deck.
Well,
Ow.
vexing bobble.
Yes.
Yep. If did we lock ourselves out?
Yeah.
It's all good. We live and we learn. It's all good. We
How
keep
it
it
goes.
pushing. If he got it, brother.
So, yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to sculpt, sculpt, and
That is what we like to call the double-edged sword of good old Vexen Bobble. But it's all about if he got it or not. But I trust him.
I'm going to go to my instep.
4, 5,
And I'm going to discard a Boa Citadel and a Yawgmoth Will.
Oh, that's cool. You got it, brother.
That's my turn.
I will draw. Oh man.
Damn, Busy. Why don't you just get a silence, dude? What are you thinking, dude? Just get a
Oh
silence.
man, my voice of victory. My
All right.
Right,
I
right.
am going to play a Windswept Heath as my land for turn.
You got it,
the
brother.
black version is a Scream of Despair. It's the same card, but in black.
That's
I will
awfully right
crack.
there. We no ability to interact. Screaming despair. Ah!
I'll crack it for a Savannah,
You got it, brother.
and then let's go Guardian Hope.
No effects, brother.
Yeah.
Now, this is sadly the time where I have to give everyone else one last chance to win.
Oh, yes. But I guess the wheel would have been good here, but it is what it is. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I have to pass the turn.
You got it, brother.
I was slow on my communication with what I was going to do with that mystical. I need
Alright,
the bobble gone, and
He can
I
just
have
do it
a
at
chance.
he can just do it at instant speed during Felothar's upkeep. I don't think you crack it during Bisy's turn because he's just gonna end up winning. But in Felothar's upkeep,
Yeah.
you just crack the
I'm
bobble.
I'm gonna tap Vohar now.
You got it, brother.
On my main phase and draw a card and discard a card.
You got it, brother.
All right, I'm going to discard a Blood Chief Ascension. I don't think that's ever going to go online.
You got it.
So,
Yeah.
as you're planning out your turn, hold up a mana just in case, and I'll share my hand and my intention. We could talk about how not to lose this next turn.
It's all right. I'm going to lose. I'm gonna tap the Amber and the Confluence now. Lose a life,
You got it, brother.
and I'm going to cast an Arcane Signet.
Pass an arcane
That's
signet.
good.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful arcane signet.
Thank you. From there, I'm going to pass the turn.
You got it. I'm drew my card for turn, and unfortunately, I think it is just the Passios. Did not draw a land drop, so I'll pass turn.
What's up, y'all? It's Future TTC. So we entered about a 20-minute conversation so we can make it through Felothar's turn without Kingmaking Rockside. So with that said, I'm just going to leave in the most important parts of the conversation. But if you're interested in seeing the entire conversation, I've linked it down in the description. But with that said, let's get back into the video.
Great. In my upkeep, this is my hand.
In your upkeep,
In my upkeep, this is my hand.
that doesn't change
You
the
can't
fact that
see.
you do, what does he gain from?
So if you crack the bobble, not only can I cast the wheel, but I can put down an Amber and my Rog, and then that way we have mana up, so I can bounce the shit. So we have Floodmaw, we have Snap, and that's about it, right?
So tap
I
the
need
one
to
ring and
bounce.
show off what you draw off that, respectfully. If you're gonna show off your
Sure.
hand, go ahead and tap the one ring and see because if you draw no interaction, then we're just F6 here either way. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I will draw 4. There's 3. There's 4.
Is there any interaction there? Well, yeah, no. There's no second red source. No, there's no interaction there. I would say to Trevor, if it was this is not my place to assert my politic. I don't know what you have in your hand. I can't stop what Lotharios is doing, so
I don't have any way to stop it.
to stop what?
To stop Felothar from winning here.
Yeah. So then I would say if you enter if you decide to enter a political conversation, I say you just be cutthroat with Bisy and say what cards he can and cannot cast.
At this point, I don't care how it goes. I'm going to try to get to an upkeep because we're all dead.
100%.
Right. So whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it that way. Period.
Okay. Hey, Bisy, can you put your Wheel of Fortune to the left, the Valley Flood Caller, and the Final Fortune, and the Beseech, and the Defense Grid to the left, please? This is how I would suggest Trev says it. He has to go get a Badland. So go get a Rite of Flame, task the Badland with the Rite of Flame, go Amber, Chrome Mox pitching the Beseech, also the Mantle, cast your rocks, tap all your mana, casting the Brain Feeds, and don't cast any more spells. That's what I would say. That exact line.
And Rog.
Including
another
Rog.
storm count.
Yeah, I can crack it right on your
on the main phase.
Draw phase, yeah.
Okay, I'll draw a card.
All right. So before we crack, we do agree to do the deal, Bisy. Storm out. Do not cast those 4 spells. Pitch the Brain Freeze and pitch the Beseech and as well. Only cast the Brain Freeze with the Storm and also the Wheel.
Okay.
Is that the deal you're agreeing to?
I agree to that deal.
All right.
And the sequencing will go Crack Fetch for Badlands, Rite of Flame holding 2 red mana, Mox
Gotcha.
Amber, Chrome Mox pitching Beseech, Rog Rack, and then I will Brain Freeze all targets pointing to the Hulk player. I'll follow that up, tapping down my mana by casting a Wheel of Fortune. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to my main phase 1.
And on the change of phases, right?
Yep. On the change, go ahead and crack
Yeah,
it.
I could have done it at the end of Upkeep or...
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, I'll tap the Arcane Signet to crack the Vexing Bauble.
Yeah.
To draw a card.
You got it, brother.
Excuse me, I just picked up my Underground Sea.
You good?
And
You
that
good, bro?
mess.
Yeah, I'd say there.
You got it.
Yep.
Third Mesa, Crack Fetch, lose a life.
Mhm.
Going to go get a Badlands.
That was a very good politic conversation, guys.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of politic conversations, I heard someone has a podcast coming out talking about politics.
Yeah, it may or may not be featuring a very special guest.
Oh, thanks,
And
bro. Thanks for
definitely
putting the flowers
giving
on me, but this is
some
about
insight
you, bro.
onto
This is about you, bro. Yeah.
Well, this is one I'm gonna have to sit in on because obviously I'm not the politicker here. I'm so used to being turbo, so I don't have to do the politics in the mid range.
What you all have done is you've unlocked mid-range Amani in the turbo deck. Jeez.
I'll have a Storm Tracker here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Rite of Flame.
Yep.
I will go Fog Rat.
Yep.
We go Chrome Mox.
Yep.
Pitching Beseech.
Yep.
We'll go Amber.
Yep.
Paradise Mantle.
Yep.
I'm going to hold up this red.
Storm count can be at 5.
Thank you. I'm gonna hold up this red. I have Brain Freeze and the Wheel in my hand. We leave the red. How do we want to tap this? We need this for a blue, this for a black. I will go Brain Freeze. All targets pointing to the Protean Hulk player.
Yep.
Storm count 6.
All right. I will mill Mana Confluence, Lotho, Sifting Woodlands. That's my first Brain Freeze.
Hey, so I'm back. So this part of the video actually got lost in the file. I'm not sure where it went, but just know that the Brain Freeze targets were absolutely terrible, and we're just gonna move forward with casting the Will.
I'm gonna use 2 and the Rog mana. And this will be a Wheel of Fortune.
Pass on Wheel of Fortune
Awesome.
when it gets to T.
Felothar good?
Okay.
I pass on the wheel.
All right.
I pass.
Okay.
All right. We get to Will.
All right.
All right.
My
I
card
will.
per turn was my break shot.
Okay. Cool. I will discard a Mental Misstep. This was a guttural response. Demonic Tutor. Didn't cast because I'm like, there's a will on board. Lively Dirge. I was gonna go for something if I drew a top land, and Saw in Half and Tear the Peaks were just parts of shit that was dead. So all goes to the graveyard.
Right. I had a Doomsday, a
Oh.
Mystic Study, and a Mindbreak Trap.
Alrighty.
Oh boy. I have Lavatock Quarry and Reanimate.
All right.
Ooh, we got the Reanimate.
I told you guys I could reanimate.
That's true. You did say that. You definitely did say that.
Alright. I drew 7.
I pass turn.
All right.
All right. It's my turn now?
You got it, brother. After all long debates and conversation, it's your turn.
Alrighty. I am going to go ahead and play a scrub land because I'm a scrub. That's my land for turn.
You got it, brother.
I'm going to attempt to cast a silence.
Oh, yeah. I don't got a side. I don't have it. Pass.
Wild.
I do have something for the silence. Do you have backup?
Wait,
Bisy? Or you got
Wow.
better?
I think I have better.
What's up?
I have this flare, which buys us a turn.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
I'm gonna pass flare, sacrificing Rog.
Yeah.
I would like to copy a silence.
This is going to move to copy a silence. Alrighty. I suppose I have to pass on that flare of dupe targeting my silence.
I have no effects.
Okay. I have no effects.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, I pass on it.
I am going to move to my combat phase.
Sounds good.
I'm going to hit Bisy with the Protean Hulk and the Elves of Deep Shadow for 7.
I will go to 22.
Because I figure I might as well bring him closer to death as the Rograk Silas player.
And the One Ring as well.
Because he is reasonably the closest to winning.
100%.
And then I unfortunately have to pass turn.
Alright. I have no other actions on your turn.
You got it.
Alright, untapping. I'm drawing a card. Shock in a Watery Grave, taking 2. Cast a Lotus Petal.
Pass.
Good.
I'm just debating going for it or playing it safe. I
Okay,
think
this is what we like to call a good old window. We got Rockside tapped out. We got a turbo deck that doesn't run a lot of interaction. Untapped. So do you think you can beat Felothar and TTC, and Rockside may have one more piece that's free, but yeah, this the gamble, dude.
You do know that there is a guaranteed win, provided there's no interaction when it comes to my turn.
Yeah, and
You know
also
the game ends on my turn.
And in addition, Bisy is going to draw 5 as well. So you got 2 different wins coming. So it's up to you. It depends how much interaction you have.
Now the question is, did TTC draw any interaction to stop Rogside?
I can't reveal that because we're
Or
in
potentially
Vohar's turn.
help.
And Vohar just said that he's going for a win, so I can't reveal that. So I have to let him figure out whether I drew interaction or not.
Makes sense. Yeah, this is about the turn of the tables where everyone's shooting for their win because they're all turbo and they have to, otherwise everyone gets another shot at it.
yeah, I'm actually gonna sit here. I think that's the proper call.
Yeah, I'll just go to my turn and draw a card first. I will just play a Verdant Catacombs. And then I shall cast a Deathrite Shaman. That okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will cast the top decked Birds of Paradise that I just drew. And then I will pass.
I will lose 4 life, go into 24. I'll burden 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw a card for turn.
You got it.
Badlands. I'll go like this for a mana vault.
You got it. Pass.
I'll tap the vault for a soul ring.
Yep. You got it.
Floating the 2 to go talisman. Gonna crack and fetch for Watery Grave. I'm gonna shock it in, losing 2.
Alrighty.
I'm going to tap 2.
Yep.
I'm gonna recast Rog.
Pass on Rog.
Okay. And I'd like to Diabolic Intent, sacrificing Rog, and put him in the graveyard.
Ooh, yeah, this is a breach right here.
I will tap Amber, and I will show you a Flusterstorm.
Oh,
That will work.
Really sad.
I'm gonna tap out. And
a wheel? Question mark?
it's time twist.
Ooh.
Time twist.
Whoa. Do you want to refill his graveyard? Do you want to put his deck back into his graveyard back into his deck? Question mark.
The card that he was concerned about was Lazatop Quarry. None of his pieces are in the graveyard.
But he also said there was something in his hand that slowed him down one card.
Yeah.
Right?
The Lazatop Quarry sacks the Protean Hulk, and that's what got discarded with the wheel. All of his Protean Hulk pieces are still in his library.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
I've got no other way to save the table again, so
I appreciate it, but yeah,
I've got no other way.
yeah, it's on Trev. It's up to you. Do you think can you stop his Felothar, or do we let this time twister just slide?
I could probably stop the Felothar.
So then you should
Can
probably
you? 'Cause
communicate.
I would
you should probably
rather not. Yeah.
Yeah, then communicate that
so-
with Bisy. If you could stop Felothar, then don't.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what I got here is, and this is the reason why I held it up, is I have Vohar here's ability, but I also have a Limdol's Vault, so I can technically find any card in the
Yes.
deck.
Then no. Don't cast. No. Tell him
Yeah.
don't tell him to not
I'm
cast.
not gonna cast this twister
Yeah.
because what I'm doing was Hail Mary to the sun.
Yeah, he didn't.
yeah,
we didn't
so-
know if you had any more interactions. That's why he did that. Yeah.
That is why I didn't proceed with my
Oh.
turn last turn. Is like I
I'm
got
going to-
good interaction with the Flusterstorm, and then this Limdol, which can find any interaction.
Got you. Respect.
I'm
No,
gonna
yeah,
pass the turn.
respect.
Alright, I am going to tap Elves of Deep Shadow, taking 1.
Yep.
I'm going to cast the Dark Ritual.
No effects of Dark
Dark,
Ritual. You got it, dude.
I'm going to use all 3 black to cast, or attempt to cast, a Warren Soul Trader.
Ooh.
A Warren Soul Trader.
So now he has a double sack. We would need double force basically, because he can either do Warren Soul Trader, and if we stop him here, we can cast his command. He can just cast his commander.
Okay, so it's the Warren Soul Trader resolving.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. I am going to proceed to go ahead and stack the Protean Hulk. Protean
LTD.
Hulk, death trigger on the stack. I'm going to take a life, make a treasure.
Yeah, and that triggers on the stack. We can respond to the treasure trigger. I think this is the best time while he doesn't have the treasure.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like an infinite loop of sack outlets.
No, I mean just like why he has less mana. It's just it's nothing big,
Yeah.
but yeah.
All right, so now I'll tap Arcane Signet and Watery Grave and do a Limdol's Vault.
Sure.
Alright,
Yeah.
Assigned to memory, targeting Protean Hulk.
Yep.
Triggered ability.
alright. Cool. I'm going to sack the Elves of Deep Shadow.
Yep. You got 2
Make
treasures.
another
now,
treasure.
brother.
Okay.
I am then going to sack these 2 treasures.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to resolve a persist, targeting my Protean Hulk.
Ooh. pass on persist when he gets to TTC.
The reanimate.
Yep.
Return target non-legendary creature card from.
It gets a -1/-1 counter. So it comes back a little weaker.
So we can't have that
I
card.
have
we
to
know that's
pass.
not the
I
real
have to
reason.
pass on this. I don't have a response to persist.
Yeah, neither do I.
All right.
You got it?
Don't worry, guys. I got it. I will show a swan song.
Oh, yeah, pass on
Swan
song.
song. All right.
You get a bird. If that goes.
I got a verb.
He
All right,
does it
that's my
again.
2/2 bird. With that being said,
If he goes ready,
I'm going
he
to.
deserves it.
I'm gonna go ahead and take 2. Pass the Felwar Stone.
Pass on Felothar Stone.
It's good.
I am going to go ahead and stock in Temple Garden.
You got it. Yeah, that man had mana for days.
Yeah.
1, 2, Altar of Bone.
Who'd that be?
Why are you playing cards I don't know?
Oh, I've played this before in a Naya deck. I played
Altar
this in
of Bone.
Shalai and Halar before. It's a pretty good tutor. It's like so he can go get the 3 mana the three mana creature that what's it called comes in as a copy as a creature that died this turn. Shit. Well, I didn't have anything. I just didn't want to reveal that shit. Yeah. Yep.
Activated Sleeper.
You got it, brother. You cast Activated Sleeper, and I don't have anything to stop this either. This doesn't matter. I'm gonna just still take this 1 game action, and I'm going to just fetch, and it doesn't matter. I'm gonna. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
This is what I was holding up under City Sewers. Let's see what the top card is. Maybe it's something juicy. It's a gemstones. Put that into the graveyard. At least I didn't have to draw that. Yep, I have to. I have nothing for that dude.
I think you've got it, bro. That was a very clean.
Yeah, that was a triple. Yeah, we
That
have.
was,
I ain't
I
got
burnt out
nothing.
my whole hand trying to stop that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pile is Samwise Gamgee,
All right.
this Seraphir,
Yep.
Yep.
Cauldron Familiar, and the last one is my Grand Abolisher.
Got you.
Okay, so Samwise Gamgee, we're going to make this so that the Grand Abolisher enters first to make everything uninteractable.
Yep.
Then the Samwise Gamgee will enter.
Mhm.
And Samwise Gamgee has this effect of whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you create a food token.
Yes,
So
sir.
technically, I believe he would see all 4 of these enter the battlefield at the same time.
Got you.
So I would make 4 foods.
Got you.
Cauldron Familiar says when Cauldron Familiar enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Sacrifice the food, return Cauldron Familiar from your graveyard to the battlefield.
You got it, brother.
The Seraphir, sacrifice the creature, scry 1.
Mhm.
And then Samwise Gamgee, sacrifice 3 foods, return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. However, what ends up happening is pretend that I have 4 of these because it'll be easier for me to demonstrate the loop.
You got it, brother.
The sideways one is the one that I kill.
Mhm.
So I sacrifice Cauldron Familiar to the Seraphir. I sacrifice the food to Cauldron Familiar's ability when it's in the graveyard.
Yep.
And I return it to the battlefield. Samwise Gamgee sees a non-token creature enter the battlefield. I make another food. I sack the Cauldron Familiar. I sack the food. I sack the familiar. I sack the food. Blah, 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 blah.
Sounds good. And each time, and the actually killing effect is when that Cauldron Familiar, each time it enters the battlefield, it drains its form when it gains its form. We can't do a damn thing about it. GG.
And technically, I have the way that I can sacrifice Cauldron Familiar to Soul Trader to make infinite mana to cast my deck and draw my deck and do all that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with it.
Gains you life.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
I'm with it, brother. You got it, man.
That is Felothar Turbo Hulk.
All right.
Yeah,
GG. Oh, go ahead.
That actually was a very good game. Thank you, guys.
Man.
Yeah.
I will start off and then we'll go in this direction. I'm going to show the rest of my hand, talk about what I kept for my opening, and what happened. My last 5 cards in hand was a Gemstone Mine, a Unmarked Grave, a Dance of the Dead, a Soul Ring, and another fetch land being Scolding Tarn. I could have gone for a World Gorger or notably a Hoarding Broodlord combo, but I had 0 protection for it. My hope was to be able to go Undercity Sewers, and if I drew one more card for turn, it would have been a Diabolic Intent. So luckily, like I could have presented something if I untapped for my next turn, but unfortunately, I could not attack for my next turn because Flowers to Felothar tech, Flowers to Hoarding Broodlord. That was a very resilient combo line. That was my ending hand. When it came to what I started the game with, though, it was I started off with, excuse me, it was, and you all saw one of my cards, and it was a fine enough hand, but it was a Saw and Half, a Lively Dirge, a Demonic Tutor, a Terror of the Peaks, a Mystical Tutor, and a Fetch, and then also had a Grim Monolith. So the game plan that I saw in this, even though Saw and Have and Terror of the Peaks were dead cards in this hand, I saw this as if I don't top deck a land, which I didn't top deck, I can go turn 2 into my Grim Monolith, and then on turn 3, as long as I drew another land, I could present a Lively Dirge as well for Treasonous Ogre and then Demonic Tutor. So I think that Mystical Tutor and on top of that kind of fucked me up a little bit because I could have got the land, but that was sequencing on TTC. But that was the game plan, trying to go for a turn 3 win, hoping that I could use the Mystical Tutor to get some protection. But after all the shenanigans that went on, it just at 4FC just wasn't happening. But outside of that, the deck did what it was supposed to do. Even past the wheel, it did it. I feel like if there was one change that I would make to the deck is looking at the hand that I drew. Like I'm looking at let me see. Well, not that. I drew these 7 right here. Let me move these out the way. Yeah. This was the draw for turn. Soul Ring. I'm happy for the redundancy for the Unmarked Grave and the Dance of the Dead, and also I discarded the that was gone. So, and I think I grabbed this land. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So this is what I drew. And as you can see in this pile of cards, 3 of them are lands and 4 are pretty good action. Like I'm seeing the ramp I'm supposed to want. I'm seeing the finisher. But with these triple lands, part of me is looking at these. All right, first of all, if one of them was a Born Upon the Wind, the card I want to add, I could have won on top of that last gunk hole of the what's it called thing by just waiting for the perfect window for that. So I'm possibly thinking about taking out maybe Gemstone Mine for that Born, and that's all I can think about. What can I do to make the sword even deeper? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing I could think about. The only option I had was to pass and hope to present a win with Born Upon the Wind on it. But I don't run that card right now because I'm looking for the slot to switch it out with. And I've been trying to think, what land would I take out if I want to go down to 27 lands? And I don't mind taking out Gemstone Mine, even though it's a 5C land. Or maybe my fetches, but I like the fetches a little bit more because, keeps my Death Right Shaman on. But that's what my experience with this game. And just GG again to, to Noble. That was a great win. 3 pushes. I love it. So that was me. Pass it over to Bis.
Yeah. That was crazy. 3 pushes in Abzan. My starting hand was, I kept a 5. This is my keep. You basically saw my whole hand on turn 1. I saw turn 1 One Ring from first seat, and I know that this window that this deck likes to play in is turn 2 to turn 4, and then beyond that it just gets sketchy, and the skill level that you need to keep playing the game increases at a factorial rate. And so I figured I'll see what I drew off of my turn 2 ring, and if it meant that if I found mana, then I could go Ad Naz. If I don't find mana, then I can go Wheel, right? And just get more gassed. That was my starting hand. My finishing hand wasn't really much. I wheeled into this wheel and then the 5 cards. So I was pushing for a breach just the turn before this one. Those of you that don't know Rogsai, if you ever see Rogsai go to the grave, it's probably a breach. And the other thing that has happened, Great job, TTC. Like, normally when I show my hand to people, it puts them off guard enough that they don't tell me what to do. And so the correct thing was exactly, tell me don't cast the Final Fortune, get rid of the only tutor in my hand. It has to go this way. Get rid of the only tutor in my hand, and do these game actions in such a way. If I do what I want to do, which is put you off guard, show you what I'm doing, do the play as we discussed, and then I can cast the Final Fortune.
Yeah.
And his upkeep, which would be, I'm still honest,
You didn't break any deals because no one that told you to do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
No one told you.
And then I go to my Final Fortune turn. I go Beseech. I grab my Breach, and I know that the coast is clear because you guys aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
And I have plenty of mana to do this twice. So in my graveyard, at the time, it's also under a defense grid at the time, would have been the Brain Freeze and the Yawgmoth Will on top of the Bola Citadel. So I have a ton of different ways that I could have stitched together with that much mana. So telling me to get rid of my tutor was exactly the correct thing, and then telling me not to cast the Final Fortune on top of that, because I don't cast the wheel at that point. I hold up the mana for Final Fortune.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So me saying I want a wheel was really me saying you guys shouldn't want to wheel because it's risky. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then I can hold up Final Fortune.
Yeah.
I personally love wheels in turbo decks. Like, for you to refill your hand just would give me more ammo to shut you down too.
Yeah. I think the
I wasn't concerned because I had defense grid.
I wouldn't have figured out how to
Yeah.
say that because I was just going on like, well, at least I'll have one more card of interaction.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point, was before going into that turn, I could have Doomsday and tapped Vohar to draw the card on the top of the Doomsday pile and
crack the
attempted to
pot.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that-
I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty fragile because I kind of felt like there was enough interaction to stop me.
I don't think anyone had any interaction. Did you have anything on the second to last on turn 3, Bisy?
Nope.
No. Oh, actually, no, because you, Vohar, had a what's it called out?
A bobble.
You had a
Vexing
Vexing Bobble out.
Vexing Bobble.
I had tapped
Right.
out for my Grim Monolith. I had 0 interaction in hand at that point.
Right.
I drew the mental misstep and guttural response later on. No, I drew the mental misstep off the wheel, and then I drew for turn the guttural response, or the other way around. I drew the guttural response from the wheel and then the mental misstep from it from later on. So at that point, yeah, I had nothing. Yeah, and if Bisy didn't have anything, yeah, that's a tough win. It's a tough
Yeah, I
window,
was
but
one mana short to really be protected through the Doomsday. That was the
Gotcha.
big thing. And then I also had Ristic Study in hand, knowing that if I cracked the bobble, I would have drawn a buttload off of his whole turn, but then that
Gotcha.
also put me at greater risk for the Rog to win. Just even because if I whiff drawing on him, now there is no politics with the bobble there.
Right. Now I hear that. Is the question, seeing how there was that window, and this is a conversation I kind of brought up with what's it called? You know what I'm trying to say. During the gameplay, like, hey, sometimes you got to make them have it. Granted, it was turn 3. It was an interesting spot. Do you think there's a universe where you could have politics? It's like, hey, what are we working with to stop Felothar and also the Bisy? And like, that was kind of why I kept saying I can't reveal what's in my hand, because you like technically had a lot going for you. Or do you think there was any angles you could have used to?
Ristic in hand, so I knew I had no interaction. So
Got you.
the only politics was the bobble itself.
Right. Got you.
And then cracking the bobble, I grabbed the mind break trap. So, like, if the way you politicked, you're telling him exactly what to do
Right.
because you're letting him do it. But with me, it's like, okay, well, if I had that mind break trap in hand and he went for it, I would have used it on him instead of Felothar.
Right. No, because
But I
technically
knew
Bisy
Felothar
didn't have the
was
mind break
gonna
trap until when? Or did you already have the mind break trap in hand, Bisy?
He
No,
He drew the mind
on
break
that
off
on
of
that big
bubble.
old politic turn, I top decked it for my draw per turn.
Yeah, and even before
And
then,
someone else
yeah,
would
that
have
means you
cast it
had zero
themselves.
interaction in hand at that point because you didn't even have your
That's
zero
correct.
stock set. So I guess my
I
question,
had
So,
mana. I
yeah.
had mana and wheel,
yeah,
but there's
right, in
turn
hand,
2 I did nothing
right,
because turn 2 I spill out all of that mana. That
Right.
was my first One Ring, and top deck was rock.
got you, yeah. So then well,
So-
not even question. I guess my statement is, I think there's a universe where, with further assessment, that may be a universe you push because all you're really worrying about at that time is a spot removal spell on Vohar, because at that time I went land tap for turn 2. Was it? That was turn. No, that was turn 2 we were on, right? Or turn 3? No, that was turn 3. Mike, excuse me. It was.
Yeah,
was
it was
turn?
dicey. I think if I was more alert and it was the morning, I would have
Got
thought
you.
of the whole save pile in my head.
Got
but
you.
I
Got
was
you.
Because if you mess up the pile, you're done. And especially
Yeah.
if you know,
I hear you.
especially if you know a person has a wheel on the other side, because then you're completely done.
Right, because then they wheel just to
And
kill
I
you
think-
as well. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fair. That's
kind
that's
of
fair.
why I held off, because I figured a wheel was coming, because we kind of talked on the Mystical Tutor about putting a wheel on top of the deck.
Right.
So I was like, no, because if I mess up this Doomsday, I'm out of the game.
No, I 100% hear you. Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, okay. Hey, at least you know yourself well enough to say, like, hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I was tired. I'm not pulling that. I'm not pulling that pile this late. I respect it. All right.
So, I do want to say those pushes, I made them with full, complete, and total confidence. The only part I knew that I needed was that I needed all of my mana available to be able to push for my win. I was holding on to this Ranger Captain of Eos, where I know if I had tried to cast it, then that would have caused an interaction point where Protean Hulk got bounced to my hand with Bloodmaw,
Yes.
and then I had no way to recast it because I would not have had the mana to be able to cast it.
Right. 100%. Yes. Yeah.
So
Something-
I did what I needed to do and risked going unprotected and sacrificing the Protean Hulk to be able to keep this Ranger Captain of Eos in my hand for if I needed to push for the Forsaken Miner combo after the Protean Hulk died, because I had this in my hand. I had Altar of Bone in hand. I was going to Altar of Bone, Ranger Captain, grab Forsaken Miner, grab Vengeful Blood Witch, stock Ranger Captain of Eos, and win via the Forsaken Miner combo with War Infiltrator. So if you guys had been able to stop my Hulk, I would have gone for the Forsaken Miner combo the next turn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Something that I wonder, like, what was going through your mind with the Ranger Captain in hand. Why not go Ranger Captain, tutor whatever you want to tutor, pass, and then whatever happens, you just win on top at instant speed. Like, knowing that knowing that we just wheeled and we're all gunning for you, why not just go Ranger Captain, pass, and then when something else happens, crack the Ranger?
Oh, you're talking about off right after you wheeled in that fresh turn.
Yeah.
Oh, because you
Because I
silenced. Because we
top deck.
silenced. Remember we silenced?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
you
We
you
silent-
Yeah.
you copied
I
the silence.
attempted to cast I attempted to cast a
forgot about
silence
that.
to
Yeah.
I
forgot
attempted to cast a silence to stop everyone from trying to interact with me on that one attempt. Which great
Yeah.
job on stopping that one attempt.
Yeah. That
And then
was,
great job on stopping one attempt number 2.
and 3,
and
but
then-
number 4, just like, sorry, dude, that's all the gas we got, kids.
And 3 of them were in the same damn turn.
Nice.
No, I
3
love
of them were
it.
in the same damn turn. But I knew that Ranger Captain pass was going to be a mistake in the long run if I ended up needing to go into the win on this turn, because I actually top decked Ranger Captain. I drew Ranger Captain this turn.
That for that last turn? Okay, got you. He drew
Yeah.
it the last turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
see.
didn't have Ranger Captain in hand.
You had the
So
silence, got you.
if I had cast Ranger Captain this turn to protect everything, I would not have had enough mana to be able to push through for the win like
Right.
I did.
Right, yeah.
And I knew that if I didn't push for the win, there was a very strong chance that if not Vohar, then definitely Bisy, potentially even you, which you showed us and you had.
I definitely had to win.
The dead and unmarked grave.
Yeah. I had G in hand. I had unmarked grave and Dance to the Dead in hand. I just had 0 protection, and I said, if for me with the hand I had, my only out was just progress the mana. I have nothing to hold up. Hope to Undercity Sewers for a piece of protection on my following turn and push for it and just goad people into wasting interaction in order with the intention of, hey, we don't want to lose the game. But outside of that, I had no business pushing for a win. I was just hoping Vohar did push. I was hoping he did. I maybe could have just vocalized, hey, I don't have anything, but then at the same time, Rog's side didn't have anything. So if Vohar pushed on his turn, on his last turn, he probably would have got through. I don't know if you had any spot removal for him though, Felothar, but
it was close. Yeah.
I didn't have shit.
I was really tight for mana.
This deck thrives on the rule of 3, which is coming up in a future podcast episode, believe it or not.
Yeah, that redundancy.
We are just planning on it.
Dude, that redundancy was crazy, dog. I kid you not.
Yeah, no, that was a good ending.
That was really good. I'm not even mad at it. Like, I felt like, honestly, like, truthfully, like, you deserved it at that point. It was just win after win.
That was fireworks there. Like,
yeah. And if I can even add on to that, it was just like even your thought process said, like, this is probably going to get stopped. How do I win again after this? Okay. And if this gets stopped, how do I win after that? And deciding to not progress the Ranger Captain when we're all taught as cEDH players, you win protected under silence. That would have, of course, given us the one outlet, because we end up thinking about like bouncing the Hull Breaker right after. Not the Hull Breaker. You know what I'm trying to say? The Hulk, the Protean Hulk. But that was, by that point, you would already decide that progressing the Ranger was the right move. So phenomenal play, bro. Phenomenal play. I think that was very well played out. Like on a push for a turn with 0 protection. Well, the protection was redundancy. That was phenomenal, man. For real, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just definitely, because I have an uninteractable way to sacrifice the Protean Hulk in terms of using it as a mana ability.
Oh, is it the Lazo tap?
Which
I love that card. Yes.
That they pointed out. And then Warren Filtrator with another one. And then my commander being the last ditch. Okay, I need to sack it now.
Question then.
Basically.
Oh, go ahead.
Basically, I wanted to present 3 ways that I could for sure sack the Protean Hulk before I went for my 1 attempt.
Gotcha.
And Bisy had wheeled one of them. I had one in the command zone, and I had one that I had resolved that the Protean Hulk got stifled from.
Gotcha.
So, great job on trying to stop Protean Hulk. I applaud everybody. This deck did exactly what I wanted it to do, which was push through in one freaking turn.
100%.
That took a lot of brain power and magic mana math for me to figure out.
Yeah. Like I'm
so
like,
while you guys were politicking, I was sitting here counting all my mana, going, okay, how do I guarantee that I win, even with all of this politicking going on, trying to shut my ass down?
100%. Nah,
and
honestly,
I just quietly was doing the math.
I definitely, honestly, all I was thinking in my head, like as we're talking about it now, is literally just like, where do I close the gap in my experience now? Like, you know, like with like how, like what do I need, another piece of protection, or do I need another piece? I think that my ramp package is doing with the ramp. I think that last 7 should have got me there. And there's a conversation I can have with myself about, hey, you had mana for days. Should you add another protection piece in? Should you add in another tutor to have gone to get another protection? Like what could I have done? Or just add Born in and take a land out. You know what I'm saying? Just go down to 27 because 27 is so good. And I'm thinking about all this because I loved how I can see the hours put into your deck, and I aspired for this list to be able to do the same thing. And I absolutely loved, like I said, the redundancy, layers on top of layers. And I'm like, I aspire for this deck to do the same thing. I loved it, dude. That was phenomenal.
You want to know the hilarious thing about this Felothar deck?
What's up?
I was told it didn't work in cEDH.
Oh, we don't have to
I
have a
was straight up
conversation not on
told
this
it
channel.
doesn't
We
work
we
in
know we
cEDH.
know.
If Lisa can work in CDH, this was definitely representing.
Come on now.
It was going triple protected. It's good.
No, 100%. Yeah, redundancy. That was all day, baby. Well,
Yeah.
But with that said, I do want to make sure I get y'all brothers to sleep. It's late. Before we dip out, is there any last things? I know we have Noble Team 6. If you want to see his podcast, check him out. Link in the bio. Is there any last remarks from the table?
No, that was a good game.
I'll share my list with TTC, and he can put it in the link in the bio, as well as the winning deck of this episode if you wanted to check that out.
100%.
Make sure you check out his Tiamat deck though, because he put a lot of work into that thing, and he definitely would have had the win on his turn with all the interaction that these two others were holding up for, specifically me. He would have had the win on his turn.
I just need to untap, but neither here. It's okay.
With Intuition and Limb Duel's Vault, I was really planning on just using it towards me to just really have a protected win.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
No, yeah, because I don't think we have anything to stop you either. But neither here. I'm going to go ahead and just say to the people, if you're looking for more ways to support the show, we have a plethora. Starting off with our ThunderConductor Community. If y'all want to play with Trevor, if you want to play with Noble Team 6, if you want to play with me, or if you want to play with Bisy Baxton, or if you want to talk about all these amazing decks, join the ThunderConductor Community. We talk brewing, we talk spoilers, we jam games, we have an amazing time. So just check us out. But if you want extra perks like playing our live streams, just like these amazing gentlemen, shout out on our YouTube videos and streams, as well as free proxies and discount codes, please check out the Thunder Legion Patreon community. These guys rock in such an amazing way, and they provide extra value to me so I can provide extra value to you all. I want to give a humongous shout out to our Is It tier patron, The Praetor, and our mono red tier patrons, Wavy Ashura, Bisy Baxton, and B-Rad.